Benvenuti, fellas and bellas all over the world. Welcome to another episode of the Napoli Rant. I am Rafa, joined by my co-host, the Vicar of Rafa.
Hey, yo, Bizzarro! Come stai?
Ciao, bello. Hello to Rafa, and hello to all our viewers in the Shut Up opening song. Hello to you and all of our viewers in the live chat, as well as our audio listeners. Let's get this rant on the road. What a weekend. Possibly one of the biggest Napoli meets in North America, and God knows how long, if ever. Happened in New York City this weekend, guys. It was all over the social media. I'm sure you saw it by now. Big shout out to Rosario Ribalta and all the staff there, and big shout out to all the clubs that made it. It was wonderful. And to put that cherry on top of the cake, Napoli defeat Roma at the Stadio Maradona 2-1 in what ended up becoming a nail biter and a late brace by Giovanni Simeone, Cholito Simeone, to win the game in the 86th minute. And let me tell you guys, we're going to talk all about it. We have our beast of the match from that game as well. We have our coveted beast of the quarter today. We promised you last week. You're going to get it today. We're going to talk about the beast of the quarter, the second quarter of the Serie A season. And then we're going to look at Rafa brought this up to me. It was during the game too. Like, what was one of our most important signings? Because we were seeing a certain display in the field. So we're going to talk about that today as well. And we want to get some questions and comments from you in the live chat so we can get this, so we can add you to the rant here. But let's start off with the North America Napoli Unite, because again, Rafa, unprecedented. I mean, we had big shout out to all the members from DC, all our Napoli friends in DC, Philly, Canada, Napoli Club Toronto came through. We have friends from West Virginia. Apparently, Rosario just blessed Quinton as the now president of Napoli Club Atlanta. So it exists if you're in the there he is. Quinton on scene today with us from Atlanta. It was just Rafa.
You saw Quinton. You said, where was Quinton?
I don't know. He just pops up sometimes. You know, it happens. You know,
I didn't see him.
Oh man. But let me get in the chat. There he is again. Toasting. Providing us with
Quinton is live. This is unprecedented. We have a viewer on set, physically on set, not through StreamYard. But yeah, guys, I mean, what an amazing time it was. We had so many people there. I mean, and Ralph, we're running late tonight because we just joined the culture guys.
By the way,
so if you guys are, if you guys with Carm too from Toronto. So if you guys have a chance to catch the culture guys, audio or video, check him out, please, because we made cameos that we just got done. Ralph Bizzarro, I just got home. Like, when I tell you I just got home, I came home, I took the dog out, I set up, and I'm here. And I needed a water, so I got my water bottle here, right?
Okay.
I just got home from this crazy journey. I haven't even seen my fiance yet. I've seen you in more than 24 hours more than I've seen my fiance.
Right. I think we spoke more today than you spoke with Ali.
Exactly. So it just, you can tell by my voice, you know, it's better than it was last night. But what a time. And the fact that we won the game, and you know, who said it? My mom said it last night when I got to my parents' house. My mom said this. She said, Ralph, this felt like a final. And she's not. It
really did.
She's a fan of Napoli through us. You know, she's not a real sports person. She gets all the info from my dad. It's on the TV, so she knows what's going on. But she's not like that. She said she sat there, watched the whole game, watched the pre-show, watched the post-show. We were on it a few times. CBS, thank you to CBS and Serie A for coming out. what an amazing last minute, you know, coup that was for us to acquire CBS to come and Serie A to come. Jenna from Serie A, Andrea and David from CBS, just amazing people, just so great.
Yeah.
We were able to be on TV. Everybody was like, I see Rispo, I see Biz, I see Dad, I see you, Ralph. And my mom, she said it. I'm sitting down, I'm ready to watch a replay when I get home, when I get to my parents, and she said, Ralph, tell me this didn't feel like it was like a cup final or something. It really
It
did. Yeah.
Oh, it had those
Here,
vibes without a doubt.
here,
I mean, especially
here's
towards
the
the
man
end
right
there.
here. Yeah, for sure. It did. My
Antonio
father
Rispo
my
went
father has
viral.
been blowing up. He's gone viral on CBS Sports Golazzo. So that's another thing. I wanted everybody who's on right now, please go out there and follow that Serie A on
Yes.
Instagram, Serie A _ EN on Twitter, and also on outlets, Twitter and Instagram. Please do that now. Please, if you're listening to me, if you're watching us, go follow them. I gotta say,
lost it.
for a lot of the qualms that everybody has on on like, Serie A and CBS or Paramount, whatever, they couldn't be the more nicer people I've ever met in my life, right, Rob Pizarro? It just
Oh yeah. 100%.
yeah, Vincenzo saying I sound like Biz's ADL impression. Yeah, listen, that's what happens when you screw. That's what happens when Giovanni Simeone comes off the bench and scores an 8 winner. How about that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that's
Put
what
some water in my
you know
mouth.
what. So guys, if you look at the videos on social media, right? I think part of it was the fact that Roma tied the game. And it was, obviously at that point, it becomes like a tense moment. There's a little bit of tension in Ribalta. And then in the 86th minute, we see, which we see this goal by Simeone. And listen, not to take away anything from Osimhen's goal, which is possibly goal of the month, possibly maybe one of the top goals. It will go down as one of the top goals of the season because it was absolutely gorgeous. And then Simeone to respond in the 86th minute with a kick like that, with a turnaround and a beautiful blast in the top corner. I mean, I think that it just like released all the pressure that we were feeling because listen, obviously you want to win, but with an event that happened yesterday, right? The cherry on top really is the win. I mean, a draw, okay, would have been all right. We would have accepted a decent result taking away some points, but the win really just galvanized everything. It just made everything better. And at that point, which and here's a story. So me and this is the funniest story. I didn't know, but then Quentin told me because he was near that area, and Quentin's gonna laugh in the background. I know it because we were cracking up about this the whole time, guys. I want you to hear this. So this is how we turn up, us Napolitani, right? There was a guy sitting at a table. There was like a table toward that round table towards the end. I don't know if some of you can see it in the video, but he posted his own videos. This dude just like from under the table after the game is over, right? From under his table, just whipped out a freaking DJ equipment, plugged it into an XLR on the wall, and just started spinning like na 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 na. He just started spinning this song. Rosario closes the lights dim. All of a sudden, disco lights are coming on and disco balls, and it went from like Ribalta Pizzeria to Discotheque Ribalta, and it was wild. The Fola Andata Pazza. We just were dancing and hugging and just having a good time. That was my favorite part. The fact that like on the spot, impromptu, a DJ whips out his equipment, starts spinning, gets the music going, and we really, really were celebrating like it was a final. It had that vibe. It had that feeling. It was definitely a pregame to what could happen.
And we impressed the people that we needed to impress, which was big. And look for more from that. And shout out to, I got so many shout outs. First and foremost, Matteo Bonetti on his amazing speed to get this done. Like, I don't put it this
Warp
way.
speed.
I'll tell warp speed. I'll
No
tell the story
pumping
now.
brakes for this one.
No.
Don't pump any brakes for this. No brakes. Brakeless.
I'll make this a short story. I had, the CBS released the news that they're going to Boston for the Milan Derby. Napoli fans kind of got upset. You know what I mean? And maybe rightfully so. They voiced their opinion about why is Napoli not getting enough love, blah, blah, blah. We all know, everybody knows what we're doing. The whole league, everybody knows what's happening, right? So I kind of just, and not that I haven't before, because I've nudged Matteo, Marco before, Christine. Listen, we need to do something. We got to get something going on. So in response to his tweet on the match, there was some feedback. I messaged him privately. I said to him this: we would like to be considered for a future meet, a future club meet. This is going to be a big one, but we want to get together for something towards the end of the season. And he gets back to, he said, I'll get back to you. Usually I'll get back to you means maybe a couple days. Maybe I don't hear from him. I got to nudge him again. 20 minutes later, he comes out and he's like, hey guys, camera crew, social media, they'll be there Sunday. This was what? Tuesday? So we had like 5 days notice that CBS was going to be there. And we delivered. But here I was so nervous that was like, oh my gosh, CBS is going to be there. We had no idea. And really I got nervous about the result. Like you said, Ralph, we would have taken a point against Roma. When you say, listen, at the Maradona we get a point, but at the Olimpico we get all 3, and we get 4 points out of Roma in the season, right? Where last season at the Maradona, they tied the game at the end of the match in extra time. El Shaarawy scores, and that was the beginning of the end of our Scudetto. This game comes around, and he ties it again, but this time we had the answer. But for that little moment in time, right, Ralph, I was so nervous that this was going to be a downer at the end of the game, that we were like, we're up all this time, 75 minutes of being up, Osimhen's amazing goal, us having a party, us losing our voices, us celebrating outside, us, and I saw some of the comments on Instagram, when CBS would post, because they were posting real time. All that stuff outside was before the game. So us chanting, singing, that was before the game. And one person, I don't remember who, but one person was like, yeah, let's see all these guys outside at the end when Roma beat them. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, what if we lose to Roma and this entire thing is screwed? But here comes our knight in shining armor, Cholito Simeone, with a goal every 56.6 minutes. That's his goal to minutes ratio. Comes in and gets his 3rd goal of the Serie A season. All 3 off the bench. All 3 match winners. He did what Petagna did in 3 seasons. He did in half a season. And I got to say, it was just a magical moment. I remember grabbing Carmine's face from Toronto when he scored, because Carmine told me, we're going to score this one. Watch, we're going to score this one. And in the moment, I'm like thinking, oh, he's got this feeling we're going to score. And when he scores, I just got up. I looked at him. I grabbed his face. I start shaking him a la Gattuso with Lippi. And then find out later he got the alert.
He got it right. We were all thinking like Carmen had this premonition, or he got this vision that Napoli was about to score. Little did we know he got,
My dad says it all the time. Kiste go. What? The Kiste go. What? And sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But Carmine is like, we got this. Watch. Here we go. We're going to score here. We're going to score here. And here I am in the moment thinking, he's feeling it. I'm feeling it. I didn't stop to think, oh shit, maybe he got the notification. But when they scored, and then at the end,
your dad got mad at me, Rafa. Your dad got mad at me because I didn't realize, but I had my notifications on for FootMob as well, and I got the notification when Roma scored. And so the thing is, I didn't know. So I thought maybe I was receiving a text message because it vibrated. Like, and I looked, and then boom, and it pops out. It was like, well, Roma scored. And I was like, and I cursed a little. I was like, shit, you know what I mean? I was like upset. And then your father was sitting next to me. Papa Rispo was next to me. He turns to me. He's like, "Wow, what do you see? What do you see?" I was like, he's like, "You have something that to tell you. You gotta take it off right now. You better take it off." I was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't know." He like,
here's my dad. Ready? Here's my dad. Hey, what the fuck, Rafa? Shut it off, baby.
Shut it off with this thing.
Shut up with that stupid phone, baby.
You're not supposed to have these things.
I can't believe my nuts.
I turned that shit off real quick.
Listen,
the last guy I'm trying to piss off.
My father freaking loves you, bro. My father loves you. My mom wants to meet you. The kids and Allie want to meet you. We have to have you up here. We have to figure it out where we either come down for meets or you guys come up here or something. But I mean, again, back to just the jubilation on my face when we won. It felt like we won the Scudetto, and I started crying. I don't know who knows this. I admitted it to the Calcio guys, but I started crying so hard when we won this game, just because I think it was. Listen, nothing is over, right? We're 13 points ahead with 18 games left. Theoretically, you could wrap it up in a bow. It's just a formality at this point, right? Nothing is over, and I realize that. But I think the culmination of all of our hard work, Ralph, right? And I said this on the Culture guys. All of our hard work, all of Carmine's hard work, Phillies, DC starting up, all the clubs starting up. Shout out to Henry Bell. Glasgow Napoli just started up.
Scotland, boys and girls.
Six guys. And Henry's from England, but he lives in Scotland. Glasgow Napoli. Check his social out. It's a Scottish flag with it says Glasgow Napoli on the cross. Like you said on Culture Guys, start it. Start the show. Start the club. Start the show. Start this. And the biggest thing, and this is that to all content creators out there that want to do what we do, all the clubs that want to get together and do it. I'm going to start the New York, upstate New York chapter. Start it, but you have to be consistent. If you don't want to do it, Ralph and I will tell you. There's so many weeks, so many days where we're like, oh, man, I don't feel like doing this. But you got to get on there and you got to stay with it. If you continue, if you keep going, you will grow. We have grown so much, Ralph. We have grown. The club is growing. The Napoli's growing. You got to stay on it. You can't veer off. You can't say, oh, you know what, I'm not feeling it. I'm not going to do it this week. People now start to rely on you, right? Clubs, shows, podcasts, whatever, Twitch, whatever you want to do. Got to do it. And it feels so good to see all these people that we interact with on this chat, that we talk to on Twitter, that we argue with on Twitter, that we hate sometimes on Twitter or on Facebook or on Snapchat or on whatever outlet. Arguments, all the messages, all the groups, everything that we do. But when you see each other in person and you join in jubilation for the same thing, there's no better feeling. If yesterday was the end, I would be happy. Yeah. I would be happy and satisfied with what we've done this season if yesterday was the end. That just shows how much more amazing it'll be at the end. Right, Ralph?
Look at that. Look, people starting clubs in the live chat already, man. Yeah.
See what I mean? Started.
Hey, Giovanni Machino House. Unbelievable game. I was looking for you guys every time they cut to Ribalta. Forza Napoli. Well, that's where we were. We were in Ribalta, man. Every time. I hope you saw us. We were there. Our heads popped in and out.
Ralph, we're on, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, we were on, man. We were on. Oh, shout out to okay. So Matteo. Shout out to Jenna. Shout out from Serie A. Shout out to CBS. Shout out to Antonio and Gaetano. Antonio Gaetano from IFTV. Gaetano Marco's dad. Anto from IFTV, the Milan fan. They were there. Shout out to Rosario for being just the coolest human being. He's so dope. That was a club scene after. Like, Ralph, you said it best.
Go look at it.
The lights went off. The strobe lights went on. We were dancing. We're all dancing with each other. It was a club. It was a legit club. I'm watching my father dance like he's 25 again. Like this is crazy, man. It's crazy what we pulled off. And And I just wish every Napoli fan could come and be part of it. Every one of them.
There was some dudes from Quentin was outside, right? And he was talking to these dudes, and Quentin, he works in Quentin. Is Atlanta like Georgia? Like I'm terrible. Yeah. So they were like,
is Atlanta like Georgia?
Atlanta, like I failed that class. So
something like that, yeah.
So yeah, it's not like Atlanta, Georgia. They're near each other, right? So like they were like, "Oh, you from?"
He's back there. He's back there, like, yes, Ralph.
Yes, Ralph. They're like, "So you from Toastedy? You from Georgia?" And they're like, "Not Georgia, the state, not the state, the country. They're from the country." There was
they
like
were
four
from
of them
Georgia,
there.
The country, dude. Yes,
Yeah,
they were there.
They were from Georgia, the country. They were there. They were there.
You could tell when Clara had the ball, they just went nuts, bro. They went nuts.
Yeah.
They were decked out in Napoli gear. It was so great. And then we met guys that were on vacation from Naples, and they just went on social. This was afterwards, Ralph. I think we'd said goodbye to you at this point. They came out of nowhere. They were still hanging around, and then we ended
the guy outside, right? The 4 most typical Napolitans you could ever see walking around. Those dudes.
Oh yes.
Yeah, they were amazing.
Napoli. I'll pick you up from the airport. I put your luggage.
Here's
in
my card.
Here's my card. You stay in my.
Remember Koopa? Remember?
Oh,
Same shit happened there.
Where Koopa lived, we lived in Ribalta.
Classic.
Dude, this was the best. I'm gonna get emotional, man, because that's what I do, right?
Right.
This was literally the best, and like I said, all the way from Georgia, Johnny. They came, man.
Oh, they live in Brooklyn, Antonio says.
Might have been someone different. Because they said they were here and they're going back. Someone different.
Were they?
Because these guys I met were staying in Times Square, in a hotel in Times Square. And they're there for like 15 days. So it might be someone else. It might be someone.
But see how cool that is. They get to without this meet, they wouldn't have enjoyed that time.
Bro, exactly. Where do we watch Napoli? Right? Where do we watch Napoli?
We should all go back. Jerry, yeah, let's just go. Let's just show up.
Let's just all go back.
I'm with you, Jerry. So, but let's talk a little bit about the game real quick, guys. Napoli versus Roma, the aftermath. We win 2-1. It was. I think everybody played a pretty hard game. I enjoyed mostly everybody. I was a little bit disappointed, I think, with Zambo Anguissa. Me and Rafa were saying it the whole game. He didn't just quite seem up to the task. I don't know. Not running as hard, not working as hard, a few turnovers, a few bad decisions. If I had to give a least to the match, for me yesterday, it was Zambo Anguissa. But it really gets made up by all the other guys on the field, because finally Zielinski turning, showing back up, doing his thing, had a great game. Foot Mob gave him man of the match. In fact, the beautiful goal by Osimhen. Cavada held down. He tried. He had some great plays. Lozano just running hard along, just like kind of like a bullet along the side of the pitch there. For me, it was his backtracking. For Lozano, from me, yesterday, because he really did come back to help on defense. He was able to dispossess a few people, and I think we want to see that kind of work rate, because it helped. And the defense solid. Meret absolutely tremendous, despite giving up a goal. He goes down as only making 2 saves, but there were 2 important saves, 2 big saves
again,
and
quite
saves. Frankly, it kept us in the game, because this result could have been completely different had Meret not showed up, and it could have been a result that we lose all the points and not gain anything. So I have to commend the whole team. Even some of the subs, it was questionable. I'm not crazy about Almas on that right side, but you know what? In Spalletti, we shall trust, and he did his thing. And I think overall the biggest story here was Simeone coming in off the bench, and then, you know, with a few minutes left in the game, bag that goal, and what a goal it was. So the fact that it was done in style, I mean, makes it even better. But
unbelievable. Simeone to me gives me Mertens feels like the super sub. You know, you need a goal, you need to win. That's who you get. You know, you get this guy, and it just, I don't know. I have a lot of admiration for Spalletti. I don't know if this was talked about, but Spalletti making the move he made at 1-1, because that substitution was right at as El Shaarawy scored, right after the goal. Spalletti's already committed to these substitutions. So Kvaratskhelia is out for Elmas, and Osimhen is out for Simeone, right? Or was it Raspadori? Or was the subs are losing me, but it was definitely Osimhen came off at the 1-1, and Simeone came in, right? So now instead of Spalletti saying, "Oh, wait a minute, they just scored, we need to keep Osimhen in to somehow get another goal," he has faith in Cholito, and Cholito has confidence in coming in and getting the job done. And what does he do? He gets the job done. He gets the job done. He delivers as he has all season long so far. He's only played 161 minutes. He's got 3 goals, and all 3 were match winners. Milan, Cremonese, we beat Cremonese 4-1, but he got the 2-1. And yesterday against Roma. The big ones, Milan and Roma. Big wins, big time wins, right? And, you know, I think it's a testament to the team this season, and just in the bench, knowing their role and accepting their role. No one's getting upset that they're not starting. Like we mentioned about Elmas last week, he made that joke about the bench. Spalletti said, "Let's see what you got." He came in and he delivered. Everyone is happy on the team. Everyone. And this was it was just a fantastic match. Hard fought. Credit to Roma too. Mourinho said that he had the secret to the sauce to beat Napoli, but our sauce is just too good. It tastes too good, Rafizano.
Yeah, let's not talk about sauce when you play Napoli.
You dip the bread in and you
you go a little. We do the scarpetta, right? No, I get you.
Right?
But I want to get into the beast of the match real quick, guys. I want to ask everybody in the chat, who was your beast of the match? Again, this was I think it was kind of a tough choice, but there was the person we chose for me kind of stuck out the whole game. There was a few 20-minute beasts, you know, that could have gotten it. But we decided to, Quentin says the DJ was the beast of the match, 100%. If I had a picture of him, I would have done it.
Quentin is the beast of this rant episode.
Yeah, Quentin's beast of this rant episode, without a doubt. But who is your beast of the match, guys? Here we go. Let's do it. That's right. Carmine's divine intervention makes me think it was Chucky or Kim. It was Kim. It was definitely Min, J, Kim for me. I don't know for you, definitely for Rafa, but for me, he stuck out the whole game. He had his body on the line. He was tough. He was physical. I think he made a small mistake in the beginning of the game, but he makes it up. Like when he makes a mistake, he makes it up. He comes back. He wants to give it his all. He wants to make up for any wrong that he does, and he shows it. He took some tough fouls. He made some great runs. His overall attitude on the pitch is something I adore as far as work ethic. And we're going to get into this because, you know, Rafa was kind of like telling me in my ear about his performance overall all season and what it means to this team. I think it can't be stated enough just how important he is to this team right now, considering the person he replaced and being such a hard worker back there and a good dude and a good player. But against Roma, he was lights out, shut down, just wonderful, hardworking, sweat in the jersey, and it was just good to watch him play, Rafa.
I agree. I agree. And you and I, we're not at odds at selecting Kim.
No.
We both agreed that Kim should get it. Before I get to Kim and why I think he should have won it, I'd like to shout out Chucky Lozano because if you had agreed with me when you asked me who the beast was and I said Chucky,
Yeah.
if you had agreed with me, he'd be the beast of the match today. He came in yesterday, and I don't know. I think one person at Ribalta, it was Gianluca. Gianluca is the only one that thought Lozano would start the match, or should start the match. Because what he said it really eloquently too. He said, "Who starts at their best? Like all three players, you got Politano, you got Lozano, and you got Elmas that have played on the right. Who starts at their best? It's Lozano." And Lozano, I can't tell you he's been at his best because, in my opinion, he has not been at his best. But he came in yesterday and he really, really gave his 100% heart. He doesn't have a lot of stats. He doesn't have a lot of. You're gonna look him up on FootMob. He's not gonna have a high rating. It's high, but it's in the green. Let's put it that way. But with heart, energy, desire, determination, will to win, to score, to contribute, to defend even. And yes, the goal El Shaarawy scored was on a Lozano non-coverage. But again, that's really not his position. He's not a defender. He was picking up for a little slack from Oliveira, which is fine. You got to pick up slack sometimes, right? But Lozano took a shot instead of passing and almost scored to make it 2-1 or 2-0 at the point. Only a Rui Patricio save prevented that. When he could have passed, but still he saw the shot. He took it. He wasn't afraid. It was a beautiful shot. In my opinion, if we could give a co-beast, it would be that. But let me tell you something about Kim Min-jae. This guy made a mistake in the first half, like you said, backheading it to Mehret or out. Not under. I guess I don't know if he didn't hear Mehret. The place was loud. It was packed.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if it was a miscommunication, but Mehret really laid into him about that mistake, and it didn't deject Kim. It made him better. He was lights out yesterday. Yeah. Kim Min-jae was on every ball. He had his head to every ball. He was in the perfect position. He was where he needed to be, and he did the job the right way. FootMob has him at I think it was a 7.6. I'm trying to find it right now.
Didn't.
But
no beast.
It's bear with me for just 1 second, guys. There's something from FootMob that I have to read.
Well, while you look at that, Ralph, I'll say this much. Get that. Well, there's a lot of people saying here about Chucky. Listen, we're giving Chucky the nomination. We're giving him the, hey, man, he played great. Chucky did have a great game. In fact, but that's the thing. And maybe that it doesn't necessarily mean you disqualified for Beast, but Chucky hasn't been that great over the past few couple games, and he finally played like that after a few weeks. Don't forget, a few weeks prior, we were saying like we need a new right wing. This guy's got to go. He's not himself. Yeah. He's not doing the right thing. Part of being a beast is also being somewhat consistent, but Kim Min-jae, I'm not sure we win this game without him. Without him.
Right.
He did a lot. He did a lot. And he took a lot of punishment.
The thing about Lozano and what you said, Ralph, and I agree with that. I agree he hasn't played that good. But one of the reasons why I had him in the running was because he hasn't played that good. And he came on as a starter, mind you. As a starter, he doesn't get a lot of starts on this team. You know that. Politano's the guy, right?
That's his problem, though. That's Lozano's
Yeah, but he came on the ask, and he came on and he got it done. I'm not disagreeing. Like I said, I'm not disagreeing with Kim as a beast. Obviously, he's a beast. We chose him. But for Lozano, that's where I go for him. Like that's that's where I'm going as far as my beast goes. Like the performance he made.
I hear you.
In conjunction with the fact that he hasn't been
That's
starting
fine.
regularly, and he's coming off a bad World Cup,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just having a tough time there. You know,
Right.
whether he stays or goes is whatever. But I think that's it. But Kim Min-jae, right, completed the most passes, 68 in the match, and was the most accurate passer at 93%. And you know, again, he won two tackles of two, had 7 headed clearances, 8 recoveries, 9 clearances overall, 2 blocks. He won 3 duels. It's just he wasn't I don't know, man. I feel like Kim was what we needed. Kim was our Koulibaly yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kim was our Koulibaly yesterday. And that takes me to why I think Kim Min-jae is the important signing of the summer. In my opinion,
Right.
that's where I'm standing with Kim Min-jae.
Mm. Ralph, I'm with you. I do you want to do these to the quarter first, or do you want to finish with Kim? We're a little mixed up here with that. I mean, you know what? Let's just stay here. Let's talk about Kim. Let's talk about Kim, and then we'll finish the show with the beast of the quarter. Because I think it's important. I mean, it goes to why we picked him as beast of the match. We goes to why he's been getting all this attention lately, and I think it's an important topic to talk about because he had to fill really, really big shoes. You know, he had to fill really big shoes, and now I'm alone. I don't want to be alone. All right, we're gonna give Ralph a minute. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Biz. Pop in here, Quentin, real and say hi to everybody because I lost respawn. Here's Quentin. But yeah, guys, I'm reading all your comments out there. And I'll read out Joey Carbs here. Considering that Kim replaced Koulibaly, Madonna mia, he has been more than impressive. He may be the best center back in the world right now with the way he's playing, Joey Carb says. Paolo Vernila said, Kim is him, and I totally agree. Miguel Escotelaliza claiming Kim is beast of the quarter. We shall see. Did he make the cut? I don't know. Hold on, I think. All right, so Ralph's having some little technical difficulties, and he'll be right back. So we'll keep talking about Kim here. Daniel says, don't get me confused. I love Kim. He's laments, but Lozano earned some recognition, and he got it. That's the thing. We always give Lozano recognition, Daniel, here, you know, and he played a great game. I love this backtracking yesterday. I didn't even want to see him come out yesterday. I wanted him to play a full 90 minutes. You know, whether he had it in him or not, I don't know. I guess only Luciano Spalletti knows, but I love this one. Him Min J. That's awesome. This is definitely going to become a him Min J, Rafa. Look at that. I love that.
Him and Jay, baby. He is him. Oh, one of the funniest things of yesterday was the announcer, the Italian announcer, because we had the Italian commentary on. Rosario likes to play the Italian commentary. Kim. The Italians have to add the vowel at the end of a name.
Kim.
And they called him super. He called him Super Coreano.
I want to address this one more time. That was hilarious. Super good. Afraid Kim will be sold this summer. He's not. I bet you any money he's not. No, they're already trying to fix the clause. They already want to give him a raise. Guys, Killer Cam, spread the word. ADL is kind of like hedging his bets, right? He wants to make sure that the guys that he just signed are going to work out. And once they work out, he's going to lock them in. And he's going to create another 3 to 5 year cycle. This is his style. He's been doing this. He's going to do it with Kim. He's going to do it with Cavada. And I bet you any money, even though we were confident in the beginning of the season that maybe Osimhen leaves, if Napoli are successful and they have the money, I have a feeling, I'm starting to have a feeling that even Osimhen stays for at least another season or so.
I agree.
Because why not? Why not?
I agree.
We're gonna probably make some. I guarantee we're gonna see some changes on the right. You can expect some changes in the right and maybe a couple in the midfield. But for the most part, these guys ain't going anywhere. ADL is not stupid. Like, unless some like mega deal, like something that is just
It
like
has to
it's
be
an offer
mega,
you can't
Ralph. It
refuse.
has to be
I'm talking
mega.
about mega, not even like top price, like the price above that.
We're
The
talking about
price
mega
above top price.
millions. We're talking
It would
about
have to
lotto
be a
money, guys.
completely right lotto,
We're
quick
talking
pick,
about Powerball
fucking,
money, right?
yeah, win for life, like that kind of fucking thing.
Not even win for
That's
life,
it.
bro. Powerball, millions, hundreds of millions, bro.
Like win for life
Listen.
on steroids. That's if Kim goes, and even Cavada. Listen, they're gonna put on the news about Manchester United. Manchester United wants this guy. EPL wants this guy, bro. The media, the news is there just to scare you, so you stay tuned in. These guys ain't going anywhere. And ADL is not gonna look at ADL yesterday. They stopped his car. They cheered for him. They said, "President, we love you. Thank you." When in the 18 years has that happened? Everybody's starting to come around now. Believe me, he don't want to let this go. He's a big egotistical guy. Sono io il vostro Cavani.
But most of those people outside had to have been ADL A16ers, right? You know that they were like,
Yeah, where the
"He's gone. Get him
A16ers
out of
now?
here. We need to." Yeah, well, they're there cheering for ADL,
Yeah.
man. Come on.
Yeah,
How can you not
Yeah.
be? How can you
Yeah.
not be? Now, here's another
Uh-huh.
thing. You have, you lose everybody you lose. And I don't know if this was spoken about, Ralph, because I had an issue with my computer. I'm surprised at how fast I got back up, actually. So I apologize for everybody. I was in the middle of why we should have Kim Min-jae as the most important signing.
Mhm.
In my opinion, Kim Min-jae Kvaratskhelia is probably the best signing of all time. Let's put it that, like, generally of all time, it's Kvaratskhelia. 10 million, a nobody in a nobody league comes in and lights the league up like I predicted. And he dominates Serie A, 7 goals, 8 assists in 16 matches, right? Dominates. But for me, the most important signing of the summer was Kim Min-jae because of Koulibaly leaving. Of all the people that left, right? Of all the players that left, for me, Koulibaly hurt the most. Mertens hurt too, obviously. But Koulibaly hurt the most because that was our next captain. He was like our identity at this point. And he was a natural leader on the pitch, in my opinion. And not only were we missing the quality, but we were missing that leadership. And I think Kim Min-jae definitely replaces the quality, but also will replace the leadership on this club. He has got it. This guy is, it's a literal plug and play. 18 million from Fenerbahce. Perfect signing. Most important signing for me. We don't win the Scudetto this season if we don't have Kim Min-jae. 100%. 100%. We don't.
No. Yeah, especially after losing Koulibaly. It's just, and I'm confident that Gintoli, ADL, and the crew, they're gonna work this out. They have to. Do you understand what kind of success they're experiencing now? They're not gonna just let this go. You know what I mean? Not only that, but the growth, the money. We know ADL. He wants to grow. He wants to get bigger and better. And I think he's starting to finally realize that by doing that, you got to have a complete team that can win a trophy. And he started to understand it. And he said, you know what? I could get a complete team. And you know what? I don't have to spend all this money to get it. Look what's going on with the rest of the league. And already, and Carmine said this. Carmine said this about that if Napoli win the Scudetto, they're going to come out, well, Juve was deducted. Milan, it had a bad second half of the season, Inter did this and this is that. They're going to discredit us. They're not going to say Napoli was amazing. They're going to say, well, the rest of the league was shit. Well, keep that same energy then when you're talking about fucking Juventino's 9 Scudetto in a row, because they didn't necessarily beat the top-notch Serie A of history here. All right, let's keep it real, and don't forget who was their one antagonist for that decade. So ADL is spoiling himself right now with what's happening, and I think maybe he's actually starting to grow. I think he's starting to learn. He's starting to understand what it is that's going to get him. And his method, while he was made fun of for all these years with the Papone stuff and the A16s and you're this and you're that and the bargain bin basement, which some is relatively true. It's true up to a point, but you got to understand why he was doing it. Look at all these teams. They are in trouble, not only with the league, but with the law. I mean, what were these guys doing? Like, this is how they were winning the league. And now they're writing articles that Juve need to follow Napoli's financial model. Juve, repeat, need to follow. This is what's being written. Juve need to follow Napoli's financial model. That's what's in the papers now, guys.
Yeah.
Recognize, like, yo, if you be real and recognize real, then. So don't worry about the players being sold and all that. But
Juve fans are too worried about Osimhen and the whole investigation.
Well, listen, there's plenty out there. Listen, there's plenty of pods. I listen to the Italian podcast. I listened to Joe Fischetti had a great article that he wrote on the Forza Napoli press. There's plenty of information now out there to know why what happened. Okay. And even with the case, I mean, unless they're finding some new evidence out of nowhere, we'll be fine. I mean, we're talking about ADL, the guy who, again, took abuse for over a decade about the way he balances his book, about winning the budget trophy and all that other stuff. So I'm not too worried, because if we were worried about
all these years. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, I know. Go ahead. I was just no. I was letting you go, brother. Go ahead.
All these years we took all this crap about being. Oh, we won the balanced book Scudetto. You didn't win the Scudetto, but hey, you came in second and your books are in the positive. Oh, that's cool. That's fun. We got shit on all the time for this, right? All the time. But now that Juve are in trouble, now that there's new news, Ralph, that they might now, instead of get their penalty points back, they might be docked even more points, go down to Serie C and drag Atalanta, Empoli, Sassuolo, Udinese, and Sampdoria with them, right?
Terrible.
Because they're involved, right? Now they want to jump on our shit and have us investigated because of one player, Osimhen, which wasn't even our problem. The problem was the Lille fucking president, Lille, was pocketing money that they, but he was literally pocketing it. Like, everybody says, ADL wants to line his pockets. That's all he wants to do is line his pockets. This guy was literally lining his pockets. And it was the Lille guy. It was the Lille president who this was all centered around. It had nothing to do with Napoli. Napoli's purchase of Osimhen is clean. They tried twice and then see the third time, unless, like you said, there's some wiretap, which there isn't. There just isn't. Nope. But like I said, back to the point,
because we weren't defrauding investors.
You ever see the FIFA video games? You ever see the FIFA video games when you see the team that won a trophy would lift the trophy in the FIFA, like actually in the video game, but there's no trophy there? Like, you ever see that where they're doing the video where they're
right.
Trophy win, but there's no trophy. It's like
a glitch. It's like a
glitch where there's no trophy.
Right.
So you see all the memes are like they would make fun of us saying, "Oh, look, Napoli lifting the balanced book Scudetto," right? Mm-hmm. But now, they always acknowledged us having good books. Now they want to get on us over the Osimhen thing because they're in trouble and they need to find someone else to deflect the punishment, the blame to, right? God forbid we have a Serie A without Juventus. The league will crumble. God forbid. Mm-hmm. Oh, everybody cancel your DAZN memberships. There was something like 380,000 new subscribers after Juventus called for everyone to cancel DAZN. Do you know that? People bought because Juventus said to. Dude, these guys are crazy, man. They're crazy. Unbelievable. I can't. I can't. Like I can't.
I don't want to get into the Juve thing again. We had it last episode, Rafa. We have about 10 minutes left. I want to get into the beast of the court. I don't want to get into Juve. Go check the last episode, guys. We rant all about it. It was a great rant. In fact, many people loved it.
Yeah.
The best rant. It was a great rant. Probably not a better rant around. Check it out, because I want to get into the beast of the quarter for these last 10 minutes, and then I got a book out of here. Beast of the quarter, guys. This started from what, game 11 to about game 20 now, Rafa, more or less.
It was more like
or
game.
less that.
Yeah. Game 9, game 10,
Yeah.
game 10 to game 19. Yeah.
This wasn't one of those easy decisions. We cut it down to 3, then cut it down to 1, and then we're gonna talk about why we picked who we picked. But I think it's well deserved. Guys, put it in the chat if you like. For the rant was huge. Who was your beast of the quarter, guys?
Who was your beast of the quarter?
Here he is, guys. Beast of the quarter, Victor Osimhen. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations.
Victor Osimhen, beast of the quarter.
You want to start off real quick?
12 goals, maybe 9 or 10 goals since his return from injury. Can you ask for any better than this guy? I mean, here's one of the main reasons why I think Victor Osimhen is beast of the quarter, right? You've seen since his injury return, he did exactly what we said he does when he's injured, right? He comes back and he scores like crazy. This guy took this quarter of the season. We're at the halfway point now, right? So of quarter 2, he has come in and not only scored goals, but he's created space. He has become a target for people to cross in. He's a cheerleader on the sidelines. He's just a different guy. He has hit 14 goals in the season, and we're 1 game past the halfway mark, and that's a season high total of his is 14. He's hit it with 18 games left. So this is, I don't want to say it's a different Osimhen than what we've seen in seasons past because he's been injured a lot. He's had a lot of long-term injuries. But this is a guy who is craving a championship. He is craving a title, and he's going to get it. He's going to get it, and it's because this quarter he has just shown up and shown out. If all we have is this quarter to see Osimhen, he is MVP of the season. Just a complete and utter monster. He's bodying defenders like he's 6'8", 250.
Like he's there. Right?
And people said he's got to put muscle on, he's got to put weight on, which I agree in a certain sense. I agree, but he's doing it at his size, at his shape, and in my opinion, there were 2 other guys, right, Ralph, that we had, but we'll talk about them maybe in a second. But give us the reason why you think he's beast.
I'll tell you why. I think after the sale of Higuain, I think Napoli had a big striker issue. Now, I know Mertens had came in that false 9 year that he had, and he certainly tried. But to me, we really haven't had a striker since the departure of Higuain. Whatever you feel about Higuain, I don't care. I'm just saying that we haven't had a striker. And I mean, Malik with the injuries and this and that. Napoli finally got their boy. They got their dude, and it's Victor Osimhen, this young dude who has experienced so much adversity to get to where he is now. And right now, when he first came into the league, he had some emotional issues, right? He's a very emotional person. He still is, but it let it get to his head. That doesn't happen with Victor anymore. Something goes down he doesn't like, he laughs at it, says, all right, and then turns around and tries to produce a result for the team. He went on injury again, and this was the first injury, by the way, that he, I guess, it was a muscle issue, whereas the last time he was injured, he was practically assaulted between the headbutt and between the shoulder thing that he experienced in international play. we said every time when he comes back from these things, he's going to be even hungrier. Osimhen does not like to be held back. Does not like to be held back. He will face these difficulties head on. He will overcome the challenges and he will succeed. Rafa, we said it. I'll say it again. I'm going to keep repeating it because I was happy that we were right. That when Osimhen gets back from injury, he's going to tear it up. He's going to tear up the league, and he did. He made a statement. Now, I know we have our boy Cavada on the left, who has been certainly lighting up the league, and it is a pleasure to have on his team. But you got to remember, we were seeing a declining Insigne. We wanted something fresh. We wanted something new. We got it. It tastes delicious, and we're happy about it. And while Cavada is a great player, and we're certainly happy to have him, don't forget who he has next to him to be able to score those goals. Don't forget who he has next to him to be able to draw defenders out so he can get his shots. Victor Osimhen has had to prove himself over the past few seasons now, and he finally has. Why does he win Beast of the Quarter? Well, Anguissa went on a tear the first quarter. Anguissa was the best player on the pitch for the first quarter for Napoli. Unfortunately, I feel like that form has dipped a little bit. But Osimhen has just gotten better and better and better and better. And he's just going to keep on getting better. He is super confident. He is in great form. And I think there's more that he can do. And even with about 4 weeks off, he is still the capocannoniere of the league so far, or the top, I should say, the top goal
scorer,
the leading goal scorer currently for Serie A. All these things together, and what you said earlier, which I think is super important, and I commented, Oma Oktogba had put a comment saying that why is Spalletti taking out Osimhen for Simeone? Well, here's the deal. The happiest, most excited person on the side of the pitch when that goal happened was Victor Osimhen. He is not angry anymore. He is not emotional. He is not letting these things get the best of him. No, he is encouraging his team. He is playing with a smile. He is playing with energy, with grit, with cazzima, with a smile on his face, and he is scoring absolutely gorgeous goals. Look at all his goals this past quarter. The one, I forgot who we played, and Gianluca could confirm this with me, when he was leaning back like this and then heading the ball in. The last goal against Roma, off his chest, to his knee, and a blast above to. I mean, all his goals are gorgeous. He's bodying defenders, like you said. To me, there was a few other really good, like a lot of people said, Lobotka, who has been the key. He's the key to this team, Lobotka, in the middle there. But a beast of the quarter for me was Osimhen. He was the most consistent, and what he's doing, he's putting the fear of God into all these back lines.
Yep.
And his name isn't lights now. I mean, this guy's getting compared with Haaland and Man City with their huge budgets and things like that. So for me, Victor, great quarter, man. And I think the rest of the season is going to be tremendous for this kid.
Sure. He's very sought after. We're all afraid that Premier League teams are going to come take him. It is season 3, so it's sort of like the when ADL kind of likes to sell. But like you said earlier, man, like we've never really had a situation like we have now, where we're about to win a Scudetto. Let's see what happens. Listen, he may be really happy here, and the money that we might, offer him to stay might be worth it. But the thing is and I heard this on a podcast really quick before we go, because I know we got to go. But I heard this on a podcast on the way back up home today. What if Osimhen? It was the ESPN actually. What if Osimhen decides to stay? Not only because of the contract extension, not only because of whatever may, what if it makes sense for him to stay because this is where he can play. Yeah. You've seen what happened to Koulibaly. He went over there, and now he's struggling for playing time. You've seen what happened to a lot of other Napoli players actually have gone through it, where they go and they don't fit into a system enough.
Right.
And it's a different place. Here, Osimhen is happy. You can tell he's happy. He's happy. You could see pictures of him all over the city. He's happy. He's happy on the sidelines. But like, where's he gonna go on Liverpool? Where is he gonna go on Man City? Where is he gonna go on Chelsea? What system is gonna suit him? Manchester United might be the only one. And I think it's going to have to take more than 100 million for them to go, which is ridiculous because they'll pay 80 million for Harry Maguire, but they'll struggle to pay 100 million for Osimhen, who's a superstar. But I think that's the only place that he would want to go that would make sense for him as far as playing on the pitch. But it makes the most sense for him to stay right where he's at and get another 2-3 years in here and then progress after that. In my opinion, he does. But, back to the beast of the match, the beast of the quarter. He's undoubtedly the beast of the quarter. We did have Mario Rui, we did have Lobotka, we did have Clara. Those are 3 other guys we were considering. But how can you deny this man in the mask? How can you deny it? It just is. It's a natural selection for this quarter too.
I'm gonna put on a little closing music here.
Let's get out of here, Ralph.
Let's get out of here. Let's get a Forza Napoli going in the chat, guys.
Let's say Forza Napoli. Thank you so much again for everybody that we met, we saw again. We got to talk to. I wish I took some more pictures with everybody yesterday.
It was such a crazy day.
Guys, if you have pictures of the meet, I know there's a lot of us in chat rooms and stuff like that. Please DM them to me randomly. I don't care. DM them to any one of my accounts or whatever. Send them to me because I want to see everybody's different pictures, videos, different perspectives, right? I just had the time of my life yesterday. It really was. And without spoiling a lot, because there's not a lot to talk about right now, but look for something similar to happen soon because
it was too much fun not to do again.
We're growing. It's just growing and it's getting bigger and it's only going to be bigger at the end of the season.
All right. I want to make sure I get everybody up here. Yeah. Excellent turnout, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who flew in from different areas, man. It was really, really a beautiful event. Like I we were exhausted after it, but it was worth every penny. It was worth every ounce of energy, I should say. Not every penny, every ounce of energy. Yeah, it was great. And we're getting better at it. And maybe next time be even better,
You know, how many times I almost fainted yesterday, man?
I mean, yeah.
I don't want to admit that on air because my mom will get nervous and start calling me.
Bro, I was worried about you a little bit, Raph. I was like, Raph, you all right, bro? I think you need some air. Oh, and yeah, for all of you still in here, and if you're on the replay and you made it this far, we'll repeat it. Go follow Serie A in English, all their accounts, Twitter, Instagram. They need our help. They asked us for our help. All right? Let's help them out. They helped us yesterday. By the way, newsflash, Jenna was prompted by Serie A to come see us. All right? It wasn't like it wasn't a favor. We didn't ask. They came on their own. They're helping us. Let's help them. Let's give them a follow. We grow, they grow, we all grow, and it's going to be great. So
the North American Serie A, the North American Serie A account is that Serie A on Instagram, and it's Serie A _EN on Twitter. Follow them. CBS Sports Golazo with 1 Z, Golazo. CBS Sports Golazo. Follow them. Check them out. So much coverage. Check out their stories, their reels. They put this one reel on with everybody dancing and chanting, but they had a disco song. I forgot exactly which one. Boogie. I forgot what it was called. But I recognize it from when I was a kid. And watching my dad dance and chant to other stuff other than that song, but they dubbed the song in, brought me back to my childhood, man. Like watching him do it. It was just fantastic. They've been doing such good work. And they're really trying to grow Napoli too here. And,
let's show them.
I have one more. I have one last thing to say before we go. Napoli, SSC Napoli. If you're watching, I know you're not, but if someone's watching that could get them to watch, please watch. Watch us. Follow our clubs. Follow our socials. Get with us. We need you here in the States. We need you to show your appreciation for our showing our appreciation to you. We are trying to grow you in this country. We are trying to grow you in this continent. We need you to reach out to us at Rafa Napoli 83, at Napoli Rant. That's your Twitter handle. Please reach out to look at Quentin back there. Get at Quentin. We need you to respond to us. Please respond to us. Let's go. Tri-State Napoli Club, Napoli Club Toronto, Far from Vesuvius, all that stuff. Hit us up. We need you. We need you. La società, we need you.
Andiamo. Avanti così, guys. Rafa, great show. As always, thank you to everybody in the chat as well as audio listeners. Thank you for the wonderful weekend. Shout out to Ribalta and their crew there. But until then, Forza Napoli sempre, guys. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.